Hello and welcome to game 3 of the Shepherd Cage match. So this board has no plus action on it. There are a couple things that I noticed. One is Warehouse and Shepherd. Those two cards kind of work together, I guess. I'm not sure entirely. I know Apothecary and Warehouse works and I know how to use that. I don't exactly know how to use Warehouse and Shepherd. There are a couple draw cards on the board. Haunted Woods are notable because Shepherd kinda shuts that down. The big deal with the Haunted Woods is that it is able to stick green cards, well, most of the time on top of your deck, but you're happy to stick 4 green cards back with a Shepherd on top of your deck. So I don't really think there's much play for Haunted Woods, but we'll talk more about that later. The opening here, it looks like Warehouse and Shepherd to me. I would like to get a Doctor at some point to trash some of these starting coppers, really. Here, I think you have to use Shepherd for draw. It's the only thing that is non-terminal draw here. So I think you have to go for that. How to do so exactly, I'm not sure. So we both go the same way here. Shepherd and Warehouse on the opening. My opponent gets on second Shepherd very quickly. And now here I have the same choice. I could get a second Shepherd, or I could go for this Doctor and start the trash, right? I don't get anything there of the preliminary um, overpay, but I'm not displeased with that. It's fine. I was very likely that I wouldn't hit anything anyway. It's what 3 estates are past Jana Warehouse I didn't want to trash. So I have the trash on now. My opponent has perhaps a bit more draw with the second Shepherd in his deck. I would like to get a second Shepherd as soon as possible, but that is not going to be so easy to pick up here. I'll need to probably get a silver first to have enough money for a second Shepherd. Considering I'll be trashing with the Doctor is what I mean. So silver for my opponent. He still does not have the Doctor yet, so just something I'm keeping in mind at this point. Something I'm keeping in mind. Warehouse combined with Shepherd. I do play the Doctor here because I want to start trashing. I know it makes everything miss, but I'll live with it. So another choice for me here, is it Warehouse number 2 or is it a silver? Not very clear to me there whether it should have been a silver or a Warehouse. Here my opponent goes for the Doctor now, slightly better overpay than mine. He gets to see 2 cards anyway and decide whether or not he wants to trash it. He does only manage to trash 1 copper, I believe. Yeah, just the 1 copper, so not as great or like equally underwhelming to mine, I suppose. I think about another silver, but decide, look, Warehouse number 2 I think is good here. I think is good, but I think even better is Shepherd number 2. As you can see, I am struggling to hit 4. I've hit 3 twice now. One was a silver, one was a Warehouse. Silver again for my opponent. And here I decide to keep the Doctor in hand just to try to trash a little bit with the Doctor. So what I could have done there was um, put down the Doctor instead, and then I surely would have had enough money to pick up another Shepherd. Instead, I prioritized trashing here. Again, not sure if that's correct or not, because I'm here with another $3 hand, and I'm gonna take a second silver. I'm not happy about the second silver, but I think I need it to do what it is that I want to do. At the beginning, I also saw Shepherd and Harem. So those two I expect to work quite nicely. There's also Fairgrounds on the board, so the game could potentially go long. I can't see Fairgrounds going past 4 points on this board though. Cannot see that at all. So 5 for my opponent, and he goes for a Duchy here. Again, as I mentioned in previous videos, it makes me very uncomfortable to buy green cards that early in the game. I'm not sure if that's right at all. Not sure if it's right. So he does pick up another Shepherd here. I also managed to get my second Shepherd rolling. I feel like I should have had a second Shepherd much sooner here. Much sooner, but I didn't. I only now have it. And I'm not able to draw the whole deck, so this is something I'm trying to do here with the Shepherds. I'm able to go through the whole deck here, but I'm not able to have all of it in my hand. So that should tip me off that I need more shepherds to be able to draw everything here. But I don't go for the second or third shepherd, rather I go for another a first harem here. So it's a bit, you have to balance it, right? Like you have to balance your shepherds with your green cards and see how best you could make things run here. 5 again for my opponent. Might be another Duchy Fair, might be another shepherd. I think the shepherd is better, but he goes for a second warehouse. He now has a second warehouse here. The warehouse is pretty important, I think. Pretty important. Again, I'm not really sure how to use it. I guess you just have to, see what you draw and then use it accordingly. Anyways, I am able to, trash with the doctor here and still have 6. Probably just gonna pick up a second harem. I figured, look, you pick up 1, 2, 3 harems maybe, and then with the shepherds in your deck, you could buy provinces afterwards. There's just the 1+ buy in the herbalist, so that's also something you have to think about, right? Something else you have to think about. So we both have a small chat here about the Haunted Woods. So you would like to have a Haunted Woods in play for yourself because of the extra 3 cards it pulls in. It'll make your shepherds a lot better and your warehouses a lot better. But on the other hand, you don't really want to set up your opponent with a shepherd 3-4 estates or green cards really. So it was a bit tricky to balance that. In the end, I guess we both decided it wasn't worth it. And also, I think I would have rather played a herbalist as my terminal here than a haunted woods. As my opponent will show you, it is possible to draw everything up here with just a combination of warehouse and shepherd. And yeah, getting the herbalist in play seems very good. Like an ideal thing would be perhaps 12 and 2 buys to go something like province and shepherd. Alternatively, you could do double fairgrounds with that. You could do double harem with that. So that is kind of where I want to be at this point. I'm thinking very hard about shepherd versus herbalist here. Again, I don't have enough draw in the deck, so I feel like I should be picking up shepherds, but um, I went for the herbalist instead here. So now I'd like to turn your attention to what my opponent is doing. So he triggered a shuffle here, right, with the shepherd, and he's gonna perhaps be able to draw everything up here. Our warehouse comes down, and look at what he's gonna do here. And he did this on the last turn too. I'm not sure if you were paying attention. He plays his doctor, top decks those things, but he knows that in those 5 cards he has a shepherd. So what he's using his doctor in combination with his warehouse to do is to set up his next hand in the same way an opponent's haunted woods would set up your next hand, which is very smart play. Here I decided to try top deck in a harem. Usually you don't want to top deck treasures, but I figured because it was harem it might be okay. What if it finds, oh no, it doesn't find a shepherd. We are never doing this ever again. Um, what Tracer is doing is a lot more effective in terms of setting up your next hand. So he is humming along here very nicely and very reliable at this point. The doctor, again, in combination with the warehouse, is going to set him up for the rest of this game. You see here, the warehouse comes out. He's going to put down 3 cards. It could be shepherd and 2 green. Play doctor, name curse or some crap just to top deck the 2. And at least you know you have shepherd, double green in your starting hand. Oh, there he trashed our copper. So he has shepherd and 1 green, which is fine. And he can start in on the provinces now. There's no reason for him to do anything else, honestly. Well, he might want to get a herbalist, but what I mean is that he can reliably get a province or turn from here on, and it's for me to refute that strategy in some way. I don't have good answers right now. In response to his province, I bought another shepherd. I need perhaps the last 2 shepherds here to be competitive. In both games so far, I underbought shepherd. Um, I thought Tracer had too much, but it seems like he has enough. And it probably is better to have too much rather than too little. Especially where with the direction his deck is going in, right? Just province a turn from here on out. Again, you see the same warehouse trick, and I noticed it midway through this game, but I wasn't able to set it up because I don't have the draw to set it up. I don't have the draw to set it up. So there, I don't think he was able to top deck a Shepherd, but he is gonna take the chance on top deck two green cards there. Again, I don't know. I feel very shaky on that play because I don't know. I like reliability a lot, and that just jeopardizes my reliability too much for me to be happy with. I know he has what 4 or 5 shepherds in the deck plus a warehouse. Maybe, maybe you'll find one of those cards and it'll help you get through till the end. Maybe, but that maybe is not big enough for me yet. Anyway, maybe shepherd things you just have to take a chance sometimes. Maybe that's just the nature of the card. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still learning a lot about this shepherd. All right, 8 and 2 buys here. Could be a couple things like Duchy Warehouse. Could be Warehouse Shepherd. I decided to go for the Province. I don't have much time, honestly. Um, Tracer will set up his deck every turn to go after a Province, and I have to keep pace with that somehow, and hopefully somehow maybe pick up more Shepherds. I really do need these Shepherds. But at the point in time in the game, I didn't see that. I felt like I had enough, but looking back at it now, I could tell I don't have enough Shepherds. Province again, as is expected, plus a nice little setup with the Doctor. You see Shepherd and 2 greens go back on top there, so he's looking in very, very good shape here to get a Province a turn from here on out. And it seems to be enough because I don't think I can draw everything. And even if I can, I don't have the kind of money that I would like to have. Here I'm thinking about setting up the Shepherd thing, but I can't do it. I just don't have enough draw to do it. Just don't have enough draw. And here, this was a big miscalculation from my part. I thought I would have been able to draw everything back there, but I counted the cards wrong, and I put 2 green cards on top of my deck effectively, which might be okay if I see a Shepherd, but I don't. So this is bad, not just because I can't do anything except buy an estate here, but also because all those Shepherds and the remaining 17 cards, they don't have green cards to draw. So this whole shuffle is busted because of that, because I didn't find that Shepherd here. So another, slightly dangerous thing here that you could run into when playing with this Shepherd deck. Anyways, you'll see soon enough that my Shepherds show up without green cards, and that just prompts me to resign. My opponent is too reliable, and I'm too far in the back to catch up. I don't even have my 12 and 2 buys, which I was hoping for. Don't even have that. Oh well. Alright, so this was a nice game with Warehouse and Shepherd. You can make up your own mind whether or not Haunted Woods is better for you or for your opponent. I can't say otherwise. So I show my opponent my Lonely Shepherds here and then click X and move on to game 4. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.